All right, we're starting soon. Just give me a couple of minutes. Maybe. Something in that region. With you in a sec.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Yeah, I'm just doing admin. Streamer admin. There is a lot of streamer admin to do. Just need a minute-ish, maybe less.
Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden.
Usually it takes about the same amount of time as it takes this song to complete. Just so you know. In case anyone was wondering, that's what it's about.
Gold birds,
The pre-stream cat clearance checklist. Yeah, that's closer than you know.
gold words, gold anything.
It does involve getting tea as well.
I'll follow only golden, golden.
It's Black Friday week. It's time to spend money and do capitalism things. I need a faster kettle. I'm definitely going to get a faster kettle. That can be my Christmas present to myself this year. A faster kettle. I don't have time to wait boiling. It's not a novelty. I just want hot water now.
Golden things.
I do like that Kylie Daily song. It's not really my vibe. You know. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. The ADHD side of the channel. I think it probably is the right way to put it. Yeah, sorry, I was just putting the world to rights, muttering about capitalism. If you do have money burning a hole in your pocket, then I've got a cold squash. It's just Robinson's. I think Americans, you call it cordial. It's just apple and blackcurrant. In this any flask, a hydrate flask, I suppose. But these ones are in the merch store. There's links in the channel description, website, all that sort of stuff. Or why not treat yourself to some Patreon content? Feel free, it is all there. Right, okay, capitalism out of the way. How are we all doing, everyone? How is it going? Hi, Emma. How's it going? Emma, how's it going? I do have tea. I've had my tea, but I went to make a tea for the stream, and it just hasn't boiled in time. This is my problem. I just need, the kettle doesn't understand. I just need it faster. And there's a water main issue at the minute, so the water's coming out like it's being, like you have to suck it through a straw. It's just dribbling. The water is like It's the water that runs off the side of a rock and just that tiny little stream of water, that little slither of water. Lorax, you have your hydrate water bottle with you. Amazing. Is it one of these with the actual lid? I didn't have time to put the lid on. I just like dump cold water, which it took like a minute to fill this, by the way. Emma. Emma is here. Yes. Emma is angry. Emma is angry with all of the Reform UK supporters leaving comments on my videos. Most of them end up in the spam. There's a few types of spam on YouTube, FYI. YouTube's got a hold inappropriate comments thing, and then it's got a click this if you're really sure you want to see the very inappropriate comments. I do like seeing the very inappropriate comments. I'm pretty hard to offend. But most of it's illiterate. No, I'm not being rude to people who struggle with language and stuff. But most of it is just like, I hate you, you need to kill yourself, that sort of thing. So yes, Emma is going to eat them and scratch them. But yeah, sorry, those of you who don't know Emma, Emma is wild. She's very lovely. Emma's a bold kitty. Her hobbies are being annoyed by Reform Britain commenters, bad grammar and ill thoughts. Yes, she has all of the ill thoughts for herself. She swallows them. She's a black hole of anger and resentment and love. She also love. She's just a black hole for emotions. She just sucks in, like those things in Harry Potter. She just sucks in all of that emotional energy, and it comes out in claws mostly. Yes, she's very emotional, and she has blades and teeth in her feet. She has blades in her feet. How are you all? I need my hat. Hey, thank you so much. That's a really kind thing to say. That's a super kind comment. I'm new here, but wanted to compliment your speaker voice. That's very kind. It also makes me wonder. Like, I need somebody to speak like Stephen Fry reading an audiobook. Me, when I'm stressed. that's. Yeah, Emma is here. You can't really see, can you? You can't see on the camera. You can't see me stroking the cat like this. See? This is what's going on. Okay. I'll show you Emma. Emma, you're a good girl. Yes. For you. Emma, good girl. Yes. Okay, I carry on stroking you, it's fine. Oh, she's molting. Ugh. Okay, I've got a really good cat brush, by the way. I picked up a really good cat brush. It's like a silicone cat brush. And most of the cats are fine with it. Saber, on the other hand. Saber hates it. I don't know why. But yeah, tea is necessary, but we can do... I mean, I'll probably grab a tea at some point just before 8 o'clock my time, so on the hour. If I forget, someone please, I will hand some executive functioning over to you guys just before the hour or on the hour. Let me know and we'll do a 2-minute tea break because I've got a half-made tea and I want to have it. Also, ran out of milk again. But we do. Some did arrive today, so all is good. You got good news, Vinci, amazing. Yes, share it on the Discord. Creative Autistic, hello. How are you doing? Haven't heard from you, seen your stuff. Is it going well on YouTube? Over there? Sorry, I'm distracted by a million different things. Creative Autistic, great channel. Excellent vibe, and I like your community posts. They are excellent. Speaking of which, I need to remember to do all of these things. I'm struggling a lot. I will tell you this all. It's not often this happens. Actually, in 2 years, I don't think I missed many streams. I really don't think I missed many streams. I have literally gotten off boats and things and charged in and slammed the start stream button to just make things happen. And there was, when I did the the birds and the bees talk video. That one, I was actually in the sea. I'd only just gotten out the sea about half an hour before I was supposed to go live on the stream. So obviously that stream had to be sacrificed at the altar of video making. And this stream, I don't know, I was feeling similarly, only because I've got a, if things go well this week, there's going to be a cool video. Yes. If things don't go so well this week, then it won't be. Yeah, reverse engineer that one. I'm so sorry, Nerf. My heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. 19 years old is one hell of a good run, I have to say. It's incredible and obviously very, very well loved. I'm really sorry for your loss. Yeah. I've had quite on the subject of politics, just to get it out of the way. It's so difficult these days. Politics should be boring. It should be based on, like, look, what sort of demographic are you? What sort of things do you want? Choose a person who best represents your personal interests. And that's gone out the window. In fact, it's gone out the window for quite some time. And it's become so weird, this strange identity politics, because if you Google identity politics, which I have done, it's all like the woke left, identity politics, rah, rah, rah. And it's like, whoa, no. If anything, it's all this no nonsense stuff going on. It's just bizarre to me. It's just so bizarre to me. Yeah. Politics choose the least evil of the options, pretty much. I think there obviously are people who get a sort of a calling to kind of public service and do things with the best of intentions, and even then it's a dirty job. But then again, I find that the people who are best wired to seek power and authority are very rarely people who should ever have such a thing. I'm suspicious of people when they say they are thinking of running for local government or local elections or anything like this. I'm deeply suspicious. And I know it's an anecdotal thing, but 100% of the people I've seen run, even what I would consider good people, always, it never goes well. It never goes well. But obviously it's a job someone has to do, right? Some people have to do it. And it's kind of thankless, I suppose. I guess they do get a lot of crap and a lot of abuse. But yeah, I very few people are there because of their convictions, and I wouldn't even say it's narcissist. Actually, I would. I'm gonna hot take here, and I know this is gonna come back and bite me on the arse at some point, but it's very like neurotypical hierarchical kind of thinking, as opposed to anything that's kind of either artistic or scientific or engineering based. It's not about like, hey, how do we fix this shit? What's the problem? What's the best way there? Does the least harm or helps most people? Whatever. It's none of that. It's all like, how do you play off one group against another? How do you do this? And how do you like not turn up even? We even have politicians that don't even turn up. So just collect the money, £300 a day, for signing a book. Yeah. And then just leave. Yeah. Literally walk in, sign a book, turn around, walk out again. And it's like, you know, come on now. So anyway, that's my political rant. It's quite mild. But then the flip side is just that autism is not a political issue. It shouldn't be a political issue. It's like, I know it should be. I know how disability advocacy goes in terms of like disability advocacy you have to fight, you have to make noise, you have to make sound, you have to be seen, otherwise you're going to get ignored. Okay, it's really as simple as that. It's a marketing problem, disability advocacy marketing problem, but it's not a left-wing thing. It's not a right-wing thing. You could be autistic anywhere on the political spectrum and in any country on the planet. My personal view is that I'm not saying, actually, no, I'm not going to go there because it'll be misconstrued. It needs to be in a video. It needs to be thought through. I need to think through my words really carefully. I'm not going to get meta here on YouTube. 3 hot takes and I haven't even had a cup of tea yet. I've had 5 hours sleep. This is a bad heady mix. Autism made me woke. I have never in my life been referred to as woke, and every time I look at my phone, there's something there referring to me as woke, and I'm just bemused by it. It's just like, you know, yeah, autism was always a thing too, like grannies who collect fancy spoons, or people like to knit and read, or people who got really into science. No, I was going to say no shit, but then that sounded like dismissive and rude, when actually what I'm trying to say is absolutely, 100%, that's exactly right. I have to kind of like almost filter some of my British isms away, just so that we don't end up with lost in translation issues. Hello, Emma. You're a good girl. Yes. I don't understand how compassion and empathy to become a left-wing woke thing. It sounds like the right sort of soul. Yeah, maybe. I suppose I suppose from my perspective, it's all anecdotal, and I'm only hearing from people that are angry with me because they don't like what I'm saying about RFK or whatever, or the Gears or Andrew Wakefield. And none of this stuff is controversial, in my opinion. like none of this is controversial shit. Oh no, that's... Sorry, Emma started an ad break. There's no ad break right now. The ad break later. There's no ad break. Emma, don't start ad breaks. It's naughty. Sorry. Yeah. So my brain is just a bit befuddled by it all. It's very, very strange. I haven't made a political opinion. I don't think so. I mean, you know, unless caring for people that are struggling or need supports is particularly left. I mean, it is a left thing, but is it really particularly left? When you think about like headphones or ear defenders or whatever, fucking cheap. I heard some fantastic stuff, by the way, in the comments section of the video from people saying that at their school or college, there literally are, like literally, ear defenders just available to everyone, anyone who needs them. It's not as disability accommodation, just if you need these, if you want one, you can go use them, just to leave them in the box at the end of the day type of thing. Brilliant. And how expensive is that? Just disinfect them every, so often, whatever. I don't know. What's the... It just blows my mind. Like, a lot of stuff can be done that's so easy to do. Do you know what I mean? Our kids allowed to take it in school. Amazing. Cool. Yeah. Like, if I had the option during exams, it would have helped me massively as well. Like, even, like, how is that, like, even controversial? It's so uncontroversial, isn't it? But apparently it's, like, super left-wing. And it's, it blows my mind. I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, so what's the correct opinion? To just, that it's good that people suffer. Is that even... You saying that out loud? If anyone's interested, I have kept screenshots of a lot of this. I might even make a tier reaction list or tier list them based on how unhinged they are. I think when it comes to saying like looking longer term, right? Looking further outfield to things like universal basic income. There's definitely politics there on both. Well, I say both sides, but like also, everyone has a view. We have to think about these sorts of things in the future, don't we? Maybe there should be a universal income, a high income, that's linked to productivity of the nation or whatever, blah, 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 blah. We can have these kind of conversations. These are kind of political conversations that everyone can have an opinion on, everyone talks about and whatever. But literally a crate of ear defenders, even in primary school, secondary school, high school, available for anyone to use. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you could even get companies to sponsor it, really, couldn't you? You could be like, The Sound of Silence, sponsored by Simon & Garfunkel Limited. No. Disturbs PLC. No. Like, Lloyd's Bank. Cap Gemini. Branded ear defenders. It could be done for free, basically. It could be done at zero cost, no effects. There's so many, I'm not saying that's where it should stop. Oh, we've done it now. Great. Right, move on. But I know no sponsorship schools. Yeah, I'm sort of with you. Although I do think there is a place for industry to work with schools. But yeah, I'm being silly. But also, it's not like we're gonna have like high school kids walking around with like Balesa branded headphones or whatever. That would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be funny. But no, just the point is, it's cheap, it's accessible, everyone can use them. You don't need to have contact with the school's SEND department. Even these things, right, would have made the difference with my education quite in such a great way. Neurotypicals benefit too. Beats ear defenders, yeah, sure. A colleague told me that in her son's class they have headphones that the kids can use. I thought that was pretty progressive. Never heard that before. Yeah, there's some amazing stuff in the comment section of that video I posted. Just like, wow, look at that. I remember the early days when Apple practically gave schools computers. They did, and they made a headway into education by doing that. Just win-win. It normalizes things too. Exactly. You can't even put a price on the normalization and how things kind of signal. It's hard to explain. I do have an example from Apple's world over the last sort of 12 months or so. In some Apple headphones, they have a hearing aid mode, which works as hearing aids. Saves you from having to go to the expense of purchasing expensive and ugly. No offense to anyone who has them, but NHS beige hearing aid. There's I don't think there's a stigma about them as much now, but there definitely was in the past. But somebody walking around wearing sort of Apple AirPods, it's just so it's just no one gives a shit. It's just so normalized. It's not like the early days of yuppies walking around with big Bluetooth headsets on. If you see somebody walking down the street with a pair of headphones on of any type, it's just normal. You see people walking around with Apples, white ones, it's normal as well. It just is what it is. And the fact that you can have hearing aids kind of built in, for some people that matters, right? But when I was at school, the thing people wanted to avoid, because it was seen as deliberately uncool, were the NHS glasses, which are big black plastic rims. This is early 90s in high school. To be fair, actually, they look kind of stylish now. If you were to look them up, the sort of NHS specs, I guess, would probably Should get you a picture. They're actually, they're kind of probably in now, but back then they were kind of like seen as like kind of ugly. I didn't give a shit one way or the other. But like, yeah, they were sort of seen as like, oh, isn't society and fashion weird? Yeah, and now, Soup, yeah, and now, NHS specs, right? Actually, if you had an actual legit pair of NHS frames and you put modern lenses in, right, with your new prescription, that's quite a cool look. You could rock that. No, yeah, Joe 90s, yeah. But you would actually, like, it would work now. Isn't that weird? I think the idea of kids walking to school and then even having, you know, earphones on or headphones or whatever, it's not going to be seen as anything weird in the future. I think it will catch on actually as a legitimate trend. Lizzie, creative autistic, I 100% would wear those glasses now too. Yeah, I totally would. I also have to have quite thick prescriptions. I'm wearing contact lenses, by the way, for those that didn't know. My prescription's quite strong. What? 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 Emma. She's a good girl. Yeah, so like, so much, so, you know, I am not the person to come to you for fashion advice, as you can probably tell. I'm probably one of the least fashionable people, but you know, but maybe one day. Emma, you cannot eat my hand. This is not the deal. I gave her some cat treats earlier. She wants more. Yeah. She's got this weird crackly meow. Yeah, Emma's like, I'm going to tread on that. Has anyone mentioned tea break yet? Oh, no, Emma, don't slap Sabes. Sabes is a good boy. We love him. Yes, we love you too. Right, let me pick you up. There's going to be violence. Hey, Layla. Good to know, Helen. Good to know. I'm glad. And honestly, I think since posting the Richard Tice response, okay, I've changed my mind on something. I've changed my mind, and well, also X1 corrected me on something. I think I need to make a correction video. Irrespective, I'm sort of with Tice on one thing, and that is that it's not like we shouldn't be making a big deal out of it. Like, as in, like, it's a non-issue. It's literally a non-issue. It's like the anti-political issue. It's boring. Just get on with life. The world moves on. Saber is not looking at Emma with loving compassion. He's facing Emma, so that he's not taken by surprise. He's a bit starey today, isn't he? You're a bit of an owl kitty, Sabes. Sabes, why are you being? Just look this way. No, not gonna. Emma's here. He's gonna look at Emma. Saber, why are you sitting there? You can sit behind me if you want to. You sit on your chair. He looks pissed off, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is not a normal look for him. Is he well? Are you well? You look well. You look serious. What's going on? What have you done? Okay. He tells me everything is fine. He just gave me a boop, you know? You ever, those of you with cats, do you do the auto boop? Do any of you do auto boop? I'll show you the auto boop. This is the auto boop. There's Sabes. This is my finger. Sabes. Auto boop. He is a bit hyper. Yeah, he is hyper vigilant. Yeah, he's very, very vigilant right now. I can actually tolerate hanging out the same as sister's dog today. Ooh, okay. Interesting. 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 Your cat's not a dog person. We have a mix over here. So Tosca is basically a dog. Oh my god. So the reason I've had 5 hours sleep is Tosca related. Tosca has decided to howl incredibly loud in the middle of the night for attention and food and cuddles, and it's unbearable. It's yeah, I'll have to video it one day when I'm just, obviously it's the worst possible time to think about making content, but like, you know, it's like I just Tosca is so noisy. Oh, from about 2:30 a.m. to about 6 a.m. ish. Wah! 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 Like a fire alarm. So at first I thought she was stuck in a cupboard, because it's a noise a cat might make if they were stuck in a cupboard. She wasn't stuck in a cupboard. She was just on the stairs going, Wah! She was just going, Wah! Oh. Does she not know I have things to do? I have a very exciting video. Well, I say a very exciting video. It's probably like the most unironically stupid thing to do. I'm gonna make a video and no one's gonna see it. like YouTube would be like, yeah, not that one. Do a 10 things video. Yeah, you like that. But it's insanely in depth. I'm a mock autistic cat parent. I'm not an autistic cat parent. I'm a human slave. I'm an autistic human slave. Modern day cat slave. I've seen that video of the cockatoo asking to play music. Do a 10 things video after. 10 ways to avoid autistic burnout. Don't laugh if that video hasn't been done. Lizzie, there you go. That's the name of your next video. Which is just. Do you want to? I'll do 11 things. 11 ways to avoid autistic burnout. I'll send you a postcard from Burnout Town. 10 ways to do an autism on command. Oh my god. See, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Actually, not only is that amazing, that's actually amazing. Salem says hi. Oh, I've got some new pictures of Appa to share. I can do some pictures of Appa. Anyway, I also have kitten news, but that's for later. There's some cool stuff happening before Christmas. Appa is the tab cat. Maurice is Hydra's kitten tab cat, and Appa is the other cat tab cat. There were 2 tabbies. 15 ways to X, each featuring a different cat. Never work with children or animals. Whoever said that had cats. Whoever said that definitely had cats. Has anyone seen the Eastern European cats? Well, not Eastern European cats. It's the Eastern European kind of cat circus thing. Where they have cats like leaping through hoops and stuff. It's kind of impressive. I've got yellow paint on my desk. Oh well. I would totally watch 10 Ways to Perform an Autism, and stay tuned for the end. Stay tuned to the end because the last one will surprise you. The last one will surprise you. 10 Ways to Do an Autism, the last one. Stay tuned to the end because the last one will surprise you. This is how to make YouTube gold, by the way. I'm just giving it away if anyone wants to do with an accompanying workbook a $97 course. Oh my god. Sucks. It's just, oh my god. There you go. I'm just giving it to you for free. There you go. Enjoy. We could do it now, actually. Let's think of the 10 ways to do an autism. You can, if you've got time to plan the autism, you could dress up like Sheldon. Wear 2 t-shirts. If you have no time to plan to do an autism, you can do a flap. Any you do an immediate, you could do a flap. You could do an echolalia, you could do a growl or a hiss. There we go. That's just number 2. You're number 3 now. No. Do an autism, not top up your autism. I mean, for example, you have to perform an autism. You'll never guess these 10 tips. 10 things doctors... What was it? Doctors don't want you to know. I can tell you, we can do that now as well. I'll give you the first one. That they can refer you for an adult autism assessment. Yes. The number 1 thing doctors don't want you to know. They can refer you for an ADHD assessment. That'd be number 2. What else do doctors not want you to know? Yeah, you go do an info dump about the Archaeopteryx or something. You could immediately do eye contact, intense unwavering, unbreaking, eye of Sauron eye contact. No one ever talks about going the other way, do they? Something about insurance. Oh gosh, Leslie. I talk, okay, and I'm thinking purely like logistical. I was not thinking like insurance. Whenever something happens, and we're talking about healthcare, it's really quite depressing to hear folks talking about insurance and things. Not for me, obviously. Well, I'll say that. I'm just saying it's like quite stressful. 10 things neurotypicals never share. Don't steal an autistic person's food. Do people still do it well, actually? Yeah, sort of. I think of that as more... It could be an autistic thing, but I think of it more as a Redditor thing. Just in my brain. This is just in my head, okay? I'm not saying this is how it is. I'm just saying this is how I perceive it. Well, actually, I always think of a Redditor. I don't know why. I don't even know what a Redditor looks like. Just that little robot character thing. Well, actually, that's it, okay? It can be an autistic thing, especially if it's like an interest, right? Because people know, like, One thing doing YouTube has taught me is that there are people out there that know so much more than me and about all kinds of things. I'm not saying I'm a font of knowledge. I'm just like, it's incredible. The crowdsourced brain is amazing. We have so much knowledge here. You wouldn't believe it. There's so much. But I don't tend to see a well actually. I tend to find helpful pointers, people sharing information, really. Whereas well actually tends to be a Reddit thing. It tends to be like, I don't know. What does a Redditor look like? I don't know. Do you know what? I don't even have in my mind an image of what any of the people, from the Reddit Am I the Asshole videos. I don't have an image in my head of what the actual people look like. I've never really stopped to think about it. But I just think, well, actually, you can say it in a manner of different ways. Just a Redditor thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably broken. Is the answer? I don't know. We well actually in my house all the time. Outsiders beware. CGP, yeah, CGP Grey, yeah. Sometimes put up a video on a lesser known topic and have extra experts come out from everywhere. Yeah, you're not kidding. This is very much the case here as well. I think it's because we have a lot of passions, a lot of people with some intense interests in things that go beyond even sort of hobby level, hobby level. I'm not saying you have to have intense interests to be autistic, but it's pretty common. Oh, is that what sucking your tongue is? I had no idea what that meant, because that's practically impossible to do. You pull your tongue off the roof of your mouth, that's called sucking your tongue, is it? That would make a lot of sense. I think it's the thing that Quinn calls veracity. Yes. I would agree with you. I think that is what Quinn's getting at when he talks about veracity. Correcting the record. I think of Wikipedia, by the way, the Wikipedia kind of enterprise. I don't mean actually founder guy or anything like that. I mean like literally just people tending to certain Wikipedia pages like a fine garden. People are like that feels quite that feels quite autistic to me in a vibe way. Like an organized collection of plushies. Did I watch Ren last week? What did I think? I thought his video was quite funny, the one with Rolf Harris in it, but it did make me cringe. I haven't heard any more of Ren since then. I forgot, but I will definitely have a little listen. I should probably add him to my Spotify. He will blend into my Taylor Swift playlist. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I should like some of his tracks. I didn't dislike it, what I've heard. He is very creative. But I'm surprised I hadn't really heard of Ren before. He might have been mentioned, by the way, and apologies if someone's mentioned it to me and it's passed my mind. That could easily have happened. If my mind is not recording, because it's like broadcasting like now, I don't tend to remember things. Yes. It was something about Calvin Harris. He used a picture of Rolf Harris. Ren's playing 21 Pilots, my favourite band. Oh, cool. Maybe we need to go and see a Ren. Mike did like our suggestion, guys. We're here. No. I just have to have a listen. I need to spend a bit of time and really have a think. right now, it'll be obvious. I'm making a video at the moment. You'll get to see it, hopefully, if you want to. I don't think YouTube's gonna like it very much because it doesn't break any community standards, but when you upload a video to YouTube, there's a page for monetization, and in that you do a self-cert kind of, you know, what's safe for advertisers, whatever, and you need to click through things. And there are things in it that I don't think, you know, it'll be demonetized for sure. Yahavi's been obsessed with Ren for a couple of years now. I will have some proper listening when I'm not streaming, so that I can follow it. Usually with like the lyrics up, you know. Walking your fingers like this. I do this all the time, literally all the time. I literally, usually when I'm kind of stressed or I'm walking around like supermarkets or I'm out in public or whatever, I'm doing this. Yeah. I think it's quite good for your dexterity, to be honest. Sorry, I don't mean to ruin your stream by gaming too much. No, Kitty, no, it's not that. No, it's actually, I'm having a think about some content I'm working on at the moment, and it will be demonetized. Almost certainly. I don't, yeah. Well, do you guys ever do things without really thinking it through? Because I do sometimes. I'm just thinking to myself that I've just done something really stupid. There it is. The 70s bad blankets are the best satin edging. Do you like satin? Yeah, it's okay as well. I guess it's the anti-microfiber, I guess. It feels a bit like clammy against your skin though, doesn't it? There are a few topics you'd like to cover on YouTube, but you know it'd be utterly pointless. Like what, Lizzie, if you're willing to say or happy to say. It's kind of frustrating. Like, I've gone into a real rabbit hole on a topic and spent quite a lot of money on it and time. And I'm going to post it to YouTube and it's going to be demonetized and it's going to like rain hate. I can literally predict the future. It's a superpower, I guess. But I'm like, that was not clever. But sometimes, like when Winston Churchill once said, when you find yourself stuck in hell, like you're walking and you're going through hell, just keep going. Like keep going. And it kind of is true. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder what happens there. Oh, I wonder what happens if. I wonder what happens. Oh, I wonder what happens if that. Yeah. Karen, any sponsor you reach out to for those videos? Yeah, the only problem then is like working with a sponsor takes a really long time. There's an awful lot of back and forth. Like, there's an awful lot of like emailing back and forth. And like in terms of like time and like drag, I suppose, that it adds to making a video. I'm not super experienced in this regard, but I think it's quite. So he's saying ideation. Okay, understood. I think that's actually a really important topic to cover, but it's incredibly difficult and incredibly sensitive. What I would say though is I have experimented with YouTube insofar as not necessarily using euphemisms, and YouTube is fine with it. I'm just saying. If you were to make a video on that topic, it can still be monetized. It can still be a standard YouTube video. By the way, it's also important for people to know this whole monetization thing. It's not like we're rolling in money or anything. Making YouTube videos. It's not the case. But it is very important that YouTube can run ads on your video, because if YouTube can't run ads on your video, YouTube ain't going to show your video to people. So if you have a video that's demonetized, it's not like, hey, oh no, now now I haven't been paid, which is true, but it's like even a demonetized video, you would still get a small percentage of whatever YouTube Premium members pay. So it's never like fully demonetized. But if it is demonetized, the reach is going to get crunched. Just need you to know that. This is Emma down here. She's having a shower. Don't look at her. It's rude. I'm sure the puzzle people would love to sponsor a well-researched video on their beloved therapy. Do you really think so, Anne-Marie? Do you think I should reach out to them? Do you think I should? Because the puzzle people and we agree on something. the Autism Speaks put out a press release about the Richard Tice stuff. About the CDC stuff, sorry. My bad. I misspoke. About the CDC website rewrite. I don't think Autism Speaks are going to like my video. But that's not a consideration of mine. I don't really care. You did. God bless the Canadians. Thank you for your service. That was a Christmas miracle from 2024. Canadians showing Autism Speaks the door. Let the puzzle pieces hit the floor. And now I've reached the end of my rhyme. I think Ren is in no danger from me, honestly. He seriously cares what Autism Speaks things. Yeah, quite. He cares what Wentworth puzzles, great whimsical jigsaw pieces. Amazing. Yeah, I actually really have no issue with like puzzles, like in and of themselves, right? Like puzzle pieces. Like we even have on our Discord, we even have a puzzles channel, and it has a puzzle piece icon for the channel. It's not. We also have a sticker that says fuck this with all of the colourful puzzle pieces, but exploring that, like it's not like puzzles are the issue here. It's for those that don't know, autism was described as a quote unquote puzzling condition by the original National Autistic Society in the UK, who then decided we're not going to do that, and they had a logo of a crying child crying their neurotypical dreams away with their autistic tears and a puzzle piece. Yeah, obviously the National Autistic Society went, well, that's bullshit. Dropped it. And then later, when Alison Singer founded Autism Speaks and she needed a brand, she's like, well, you know what? We need to bring the puzzle piece back. It was dropped because it was offensive by the people that made it, and they were like, oh, actually, It's a bit fucking rude, isn't it? Yeah. Do you think we should do redesign? Yeah, I think we should rebrand. I'm pretty sure that's how the conversation went, by the way. And yeah, I suppose autism is a quote unquote puzzling condition insofar as it is very much not an if this then that, but it is high heritability. I'm kind of pragmatic, so your values may differ to mine, but I'm very much like, now what? So what? Like, what now? What next? What do we do with this? I'm less inclined about literally, I suppose victim blaming or going, oh, it was the refrigerator mother that caused it. It was the Tylenol that caused it, with causing, again, another woman blaming thing. But like, it's another. I'm less like interested in like, the cause of autism, personally, and a lot more interested in how does a autistic developmental trajectory change in older age. Generally don't know. It's like, I'm kind of more interested in that, I guess, stuff that affects me personally for selfish reasons, but also for the science. And there are a lot of neurotypical traits that are really fucked up. The neurotypical traits that lead to wars. Kind of fucked up. I'm just saying, like, we could look into some of that. TKDGN, you could ask me, Mike, since I'm old and autistic. Well, that immediately removes you from like from having from like autism researchers mailing lists. We don't want to ask autistic people. We need to ask their parents what they think. It's how autism research is done. I'm being lighthearted. I am genuinely serious. How can you fill in a behavior questionnaire? Your ancestors need to fill in behavior questionnaire for you. It's just like so weird, so funny. In fact, actually, I'm kind of happy about making a little bit of a difference here. Which is that I would like to challenge the autism research culture a little bit, insofar as not like, oh, we need to label profound autism, but like a little bit more to have a little think about what they mean by autism. Because every paper you read describes autism in a different way. That's what's puzzling about it. The fucking piece missing is in the research community. Because sometimes it's, ADOS2 screenings, that's often used as quote unquote the gold standard. Sometimes it's ADIR. It's like, these blah, 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 blah interviews were done, and then, some of them seem to be autistic or blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's like checklists, but, those could be done by psychiatrists, psychologists. They could be done by doctors, diagnosticians of different flavors. Professionals are still the same. I'm not shitting on them, but it's all very different. Different metrics, different models. I made a video about different autism screening models. There are many, many more, by the way. I just got bored. I figured you guys would get bored as well. I went through a whole bunch of different screening models for screening frameworks for autism. They're all different. They all give different answers. They're broadly consensus, but then again, like stuff is validated against earlier versions of the same models. So, like for the frog book, for example, you could take the frog book out of the ADOS assessment and it makes hardly any fucking difference. It's like from an actual coding and literally the points that you get for doing that frog exercise, it's like it makes hardly any fucking difference. In fact, they actually downgrade that particular telling a story from a book task by 1 point, because it's almost like they know that it's kind of a bit fucking weird. So they're like, well, actually, it's not a strong signal one way or the other, so we'll just like knock it down one. Not worrying people if you have or do have that thing. Just do your best, be yourself, etc. But like, the frog book doesn't make a big difference based on the out. You know, I don't think the frog. I've got a hypothesis. I think if they were to recalculate everybody's scores with and without the frog book, who'd had the frog book, without the frog book, I think it would change fucking nothing. Nothing at all. Only the ADOS company have that information, but I think they know that having the frog book there makes no fucking difference. And I'm sure it makes a qualitative difference. I'm sure it helps certain diagnosticians that may be uncomfortable doing a slightly freer something like the disco diagnostic interview. Maybe they feel like they need it as like a crutch. Like, it's fine. I have loads of crutches. My whole life with people with social scripts and shit. Like, but it's like, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? So when an autism researcher talks about autism, high levels of autism, low levels of autism, whatever, it's all bollocks pretty much, because it's like, okay, how did you measure it? You got their mothers to fill in a little A5 card every day. They ticked a box as to how irritating little Jimmy was. Gotcha. Okay, so the kid was obedient. So you're not measuring autism, you're measuring obedience. And you're inverting it and calling that autism. So many studies are like that, man. It's like rate little Timmy's obedience on a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is obedient. Right? Like that's like not autistic. 1 is like super autistic. I might have the numbers the wrong way around. I can't remember if ACE is high or not, or if ACE is low. So the issue is like, just I hope there's some comfort there, because it's Charlie. Look, you're an artist, right? Imagine doing the book art, right? You don't even have to write words in your book because it's just a picture book, right? And then literally it becomes part of an assessment package, meaning you've got these regular sales, like every month, like 400 copies get ordered by this company to put in their boxes of kits that they ship out to psychologists. That's amazing. I mean that's pretty cool. Like, no, I'm not shitting on David Wisner at all. I think his artwork's kind of funny. I enjoyed it in that respect. I think it's quite whimsical and fun artwork. But could you imagine like having that, like your artwork being used? It'd be funny, right? I don't think it was made with that in mind. I think it was just chosen. You know? Like, who knows? But it could be useful. I mean, I'm sure a psychologist is going to come along at some point and go, well, actually, Mike, we use it by going, well, we see how people are behaving before and whatever, blah, 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 and it's not part of that module, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really don't. But I can tell you that, you know, I found some of the coding. It was in a foreign language. It was in Spanish. It was a pirated copy. I'm not saying I pirated it, but like, you know, I'm trying to find evidence of how this is coded, and I found it in Spanish. The actual like photocopies of the coding, and it's like, okay, okay. So you don't have much faith in the frog book yourself, right? Okay. The author's looking at these autism diagnosis numbers and planning his retirement. That's really funny. Yeah. Can you imagine? Less autism today because you had some raw broccoli. The broccoli is suppressing the autism. But what will happen is, like autistic constipation, it'll just kind of like all come out at some point. The broccoli just holds it back. Some of you, if you don't understand the reference, I made a video on broccoli on Dr. Michael Greger's claims about cruciferous vegetables preventing / reversing autism. Spoiler alert, they don't. I expected better from him, to be honest. I'm not saying it's not healthy and shit. Like, the health benefits of broccoli and cruciferous vegetables are well understood. Go eat them. In fact, actually, quite a lot of, it seems that people in the community quite like broccoli. I did a poll. There's quite a lot of broccoli. Like, people like broccoli. It's all right. Yeah. So if you're having like a plate of beige, just like boil up some broccoli or microwave it or whatever. Just do whatever. Just get some broccoli in your beige plate. Good nutrition. And this is not medical advice, nutrition advice, but like, do your own research. Yeah, our cats kind of like, you know, bat around and nibble on maybe a tiny bit of broccoli. But then again, they will steal our food if we let them. Never expect anything from anyone. You'll never be disappointed. What you're saying is the key to a happy life is to have low expectations. I actually really like broccoli despite being a majority beige eater. I love broccoli. It's steamed a bit so it turns bright green, but it's still crunchy and then covered in red pesto. I've never tried it with like red pesto. My instinctive reaction is gross, but actually I like those two things. But then again, I like peanut butter and I like jam, jelly. Two things together, not good. Different, a mix of mayo and soy sauce, which sounds crazy, but is in fact crazy delicious. Mayo and soy sauce. That's just like a sticky brown paste, right? Am I right? Raw. Yeah, I would just have like, well, I wouldn't have raw. I mean, you can eat it, or if you want to. I'd probably rinse it first. Kale, you've got to rinse. But like I'd have it like cooked, either steamed. But when I say steamed, it's usually like in a bag or something, and you put it in the microwave for a minute, or just in a pot of boiling water. Just dump it in. The best comfort ever is twigless and cream cheese. Sounds like steamed broccoli and kale on rice with peanut sauce. Do you know what? I feel like I need somebody to do that for me because I don't trust myself to cook that. So I'll just cook it wrong. But actually, that sounds quite nice and very Asian. Okay, what about carrots? Okay, right. I'm going to do a 2-minute break because I need my tea. I'm going to have to reboil the kettle because it's not a fancy one. And I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, the poll is on your screen. Well, guys, depends on your device. You should see it at the top of the chat. Go ahead and vote. So far, no one's voted. What the hell's going on? Oh, now your vote's coming in. Okay, it's do you like carrots? I need to know. Be autistic about it in the comments section / live chat. You know what I mean by that. Baby carrots? Raw carrots? What kind of carrots? What kind of carrots are we talking about here? like whole carrots? Chopped carrots into those little increasingly diminishing circles? Carrots with like scrapings of carrots? Are we talking about carrot cake? Are we talking about like what kind of carrots? Be specific, man. I can't. You cannot give me a depends response. I just need to know. I don't know about the eating it, just like Bugs Bunny, or if it's like dipping it in hummus or whatever, or mayo, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. Putting it in a PB&J sandwich. I don't know. I'm just curious. I am genuinely curious. Admittedly, when I did the broccoli poll, it was to my whole YouTube audience, which is much bigger sample size. Actually, quite a nice chunky sample size. And I was surprised at how much people generally like broccoli. It was not the answer I expected. It's the opposite, right? Like seasons, right? I know most people in general like autumn/fall. But like, broccoli, I'm thinking, this is going to be 50-50 or maybe like 40% like, 60% no. That's where I was like, whoa, okay. Right, 2 minutes. Ads might play. I tend to switch ads off. In fact, I do intentionally switch ads off so that they don't play during the stream, because sometimes there's stuff you don't want to miss, and I appreciate you might want to miss this one because of my low energy, but I don't know. I haven't had tea yet. 2 minutes. Let's do this. It might be like marginally... Oops, sorry. It might be like marginally longer than 2 minutes, but that'll only be because my kettle takes a while to boil. That's it. I'll be back before the song's over for sure. Okay, see you soon.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push a pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do. Okay, to leave a little bit undone. Be the cat in the sun.
Hello. How are we doing? Do you like carrots? 92%. That's impressive. That is even more significant. 67 votes. I don't know if it's statistically reliable, but 92%. It's pretty good. Oh, thanks. My little baby boy. This is my baby Saber. Okay, fine. We have a ferret. Legitimate ferret. And when I declick the thing she clicked. A hydra. Oh, you. Get me up all night. Tosca, where's she gone? Oh, she gone. Tosca's just done a big circle and gone. Yeah, Tosca and me are not friends today. What? What's with the growling? Hydra? Sorry. Hydra's just growling at Anna and then sniffs her butt. Yes, remind me not to kiss that face. Oh, Patmos Revelator. Yeah, there's tons of cats in this community. Oh, these cups. Where did I get it? That's a really good question that none of you have asked me. But in my mind, you did. It's just in the merch store. Clicky, clicky. Aha. Yes. Yeah, Tosca kept Nina up too. Nina's also had a bad night. It was horrific. The noise. Where is she? Hydra, where is she? Where is she? Where's Tosca? Anna Ferret. Oh, do any of you have... I'm not going to eat this on the stream. Well, I want to, so I might put the wait screen while I eat it. Do any of you have saurine, by the way? Look at this badly buttered piece of saurine. I have to wipe some of the butter off. It's got a bit too much butter on it. Emma, no. Do any of you have this in like in the US? Do you have this in the US? Okay, I got cats now, and it's because I have something to eat. This is not good for the cats, although they think the butter is very nice to lick. Saurine is grass. Gross. Oh, okay. Sorry. I love saurine. Do you like saurine? It's like a cake almost. It's hard to explain. Can someone describe it? Not a fan. I love saurine. Okay. Do you have this where you're from, so to speak? It's like a very squishy fruitcake. Yeah. It's like a very squishy fruitcake. It's kind of sticky, which means I have to wipe my hands afterwards. But like, what is it? This is Hydra. What's going on with you? So we've seen bread and fruitcake. Yeah. It comes in yellow packaging. Saurine, not the eye, like saurian, which is poisonous gas. No, it's with ease. S-O-R-E-E-N, not sponsored. Yeah, it's a malt loaf. I've never put it in the toaster before. I feel like it would destroy a toaster. I don't know what's in it. Well, it's got raisins in it, which is fine. Raisins are fine. I like raisins. Do you like it? It's like I wouldn't call it a safe food because I don't really go for it that often, but it's quick and easy. Okay, I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna do it off the screen. So I'll do this. While I eat my saurine. You ever wondered, is this live? Yes, it is. He's very nice.
Appalachian sunrise
Meets my Saurine.
skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
There you go. Pretty much eaten. I think it's got a lot of calories, which is a good thing. I think Saurine, right? If it's like, if you like try and take it like for lunch and you put it in a box or a bag or a wrap or something, I think it goes gross. It goes like really kind of clammy and weird. Not good. Baby. No. Sorry, Hydra. I'll do this. There. I know what you want. You want the leftover butter on the plate, don't you? Yeah, you do. Don't you? You really want the butter on the plate. What's this? You want the butter on the plate? Yeah, you do, don't you? Want the butter on the plate? You want the butter on the plate? I know. No, she really does. She wants this, like that little bit of butter at the end. It's driving her nuts. She's gonna come back. I think Emma's gonna come back as well. This could be bad. Okay. It's just a little bit of butter, a residue. Psst, Hydra, come on then. Hydra. Come on, don't embarrass me in front of these lovely people. Hydra, come back. Okay, this is the other end of the cat. Okay, Tosca. We're not friends, Tosca. Babes. Why does everything turn into Camageddon? I have to move like control surfaces. so there's no damage to the stream. Okay, move the mouse over there. Okay, hope everyone behaves because I've got no moderation tools right now. I shouldn't probably have said that out loud. Okay. Chi. T. Ferret, it's T. So, ferret, it's T. Okay, we've got Larry, Bruce, Emma, Saber, Tosca, Gibson, Hydra, and Anna. This is by all means not all of the cats. This is just the ones that were paying attention. Okay. Okay. One for you. Ow, shit. Okay, just... Okay. One. Right, Anna Ferret cannot be hand fed. You cannot hand feed Anna Ferret. The ferret is wild. Very wild. You can do that. Okay. Okay. But the cat's on the floor. Okay. Wait, Sabes? Sabes is like, I'm not a floor cat. What are you talking about? Yeah. Psst, psst, psst. Sabes is like, I'm not a floor cat. What do you think I am? Be on the floor. Gross. There you go. At least if you use the plate, then it will be clean for me to not have to clean my desk. Yay for floor mopping robots. Let me know if you want one. I've got an affiliate link. Black Friday. Haha. Boofus over there. Big ginger Boofus. I've thrown him more dreamies than he has brain cells. I shall pick up the cats for you all. This is a supportive group, okay? I am making no claims for any therapeutic benefits or psychological damage that may be done by participating in this stream. This is for entertainment purposes only. However, you will not find a nicer community of people on the internet. I don't know why. Confuses me every day. Right, here you go. Hydra. Okay. It's Dreamy's into the void. All right, I'll sort you out. I see what you're saying. Okay, we have a Larry. See him? Everybody? Proof of life? Okay. A Gibson. His sister's death. Princess Polly Fluffy Butt Castle. She ain't here. Well, she is here, just not here. If she won't have heard any of the commotion. Don't worry, we'll make sure she gets treats. Reese! Tosca. So that took a while because Tosca doesn't like me now. After she's got dust on her head. After telling her off last night for howling and singing the song of her people all night long. Look at her. She's so beautiful and she's so nice to cuddle and she's so... Okay. Needing her claws clipped. Ow. Okay, one more. This is Boofus! This is Boof! So yeah, kind of chaos in here. And Emma and... Ow, Tosca! Thank you for the new scars. Right. There you go. That's the lot in here currently. People are saying nice things to you about you. Do read. You have to say them again. I haven't seen shit. Mostly today it has been it's first days. Booth is beautiful. He's so lovely. Do you know what's really weird? We've had I don't think I can show these injuries to camera. Thank you very much, Tosca. You and me are not friends today. Actually, I think there you go. Look. One, two, three. Your sister. Yes. Your safe space, amazing, Ash, amazing. It's not very safe for me currently. So, no safety's here for me. My autistic daughter was a cat at one point. It was the cat whisperer. She knows every cat in the neighborhood by name. I expect nothing less. I expect nothing less. Oh, by the way, you can get Saurian in banana flavor. Don't. I'll save you. You don't. It's not nice. No mouse here because I had to move it. It's over here. You definitely need more orange chaos in your life. Oh, yeah, Booth. He's he's if any of the cats are autistic, he is autistic. He is very, very sort of ritual, or you say they're all ritual based, right? Because obviously, you know, these sorts of things, but he is super ritualized, and he will only let you cuddle him in very specific ways in bed. You cannot cuddle him otherwise. And he also, it's not an awesome thing, I'm just telling you, he also really likes the older lady cats and tries to be their friend. Boofosaurus, yeah. Oh, he's also Manx cat. So I forgot to mention him. The sight of him missing a tail might have been a bit startling, I guess. But yeah, it's a cat breed, but it's not great. It's actually Spina bifida. But it's associated with the Isle of Man. And he's a Manx cat. He was rescued from behind a barn. Is everyone happy now? Okay, currently in the room, Tosca on the edge of my desk. Looking very beautiful, but also... yeah. Saver is here. And then Emma and Gibson. I still haven't seen the nice comments, by the way. I'm literally looking... I'm looking out for these nice comments. I don't see them. I'm not fishing, I promise. But I'm reading the chat now if you want to type it. Your Western moment gone. Thank you so much. It is a ladies, which explains the, I don't know, short arms. I don't know. It's got good these things. Drawstrings. Thank you very much for the cheerleading. The moment has passed. Okay, well. If a tree falls down in a forest and no one hears it, did it really fall down? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Because we're bollocks if reality is only there because it's observed. Right. I need to finish drinking my tea before it gets cold. What tree? Exactly. The tree that is now on the ground. Who's going to Glasgow? No, that's bad. I can't do it. Who's going to Glasgow? I have never been to Glasgow. Or Edinburgh. Edinburgh is on my list of places to go and see at some point. I feel like Edinburgh is like the Brighton of the North or the Bristol of the North. I guess it's quite arty, right? Quite sort of vibrant. It's where the Edinburgh Fringe, the comedy festival, is held. And yeah, I think Edinburgh would be nice to visit. I believe it's a super expensive place to live, by the way. You need a lot of money. Doogie's trying to get bingo. I'm not going to let him have it. Hey, Emma, you're back. got cats hunting, like, they believe as dreamies. One will scratch, like, a bit of wall or something, trying to find the dreamies behind it. And then it summons other cats to come and see, like, what the fuss is about. Son and his wife hiked in Scotland, found a box where you could leave money and take fudge, my kind of hike. That's really common on the Isle of Man, by the way. It's something that surprised the hell out of me, is this idea of honesty boxes. So it started as like, well, the first ones I saw were like eggs. People would leave eggs out with like a little box to like leave like some money for the eggs, whatever. Take what you need. But it's a big thing here. And it's like, you could literally survive just eating stuff that people have left out with honesty boxes. Which is super sweet. Like, you can get like farms will leave like produce out and like cakes and all kinds of stuff. Some of them get a bit enterprising and have like fridges, even like powered fridges, and they run a lot of power out. So there's like fridges on the side of the road, and you can like get like, you can get like a Kit Kat and a Coke if you want. It's proper strange. I've used them before, like, and just left a little note saying, "Oh, I owe you like £5 or whatever," and I just come back and drop it in. Good system. I'd like to go to visit the Fringe. Hogmanay less so, but the Fringe, yeah. I don't know if I like it, but I've never been to anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe I would love it. I don't know. We have South by Southwest here. I'd love to visit that too. Over in the US, you have so many cool events. Nothing by Twitch, but you know, like, you've got some amazing events. I'd like to go to one of the PAX events and watch one of those live. I don't know if they're still doing them. Are they still doing the D&D tabletop like games? They're cool to watch. Yeah, so much cool stuff in the US. I'd love to go and see. I also would like to see a Ren Fair. I remember like Claire, channels Woodshed Theory, saying like I really need to see a Ren Fair. It's like, I don't know, do I need to see a Ren Fair? Like, if you live somewhere like in the UK, there's like so much history. It's really strange. I think the thing with the Fringe is like there's an awful lot of stuff that's happening that's not necessarily big events, big busy events. There's an awful lot of performers doing things literally on the Fringe. It's a whole like cultural event. It can be as noisy and busy, or as sort of like quiet and, you know, quiet pint in a corner watching a performer, you know, like a scene from Fellowship of the Ring or something. It can be like that too. I'd love to visit. My neighbour has a box where you can order baking. That's amazing. I would spend so much money there. I would do it a lot. I love that sort of thing. Ren Fair, back to when I mastered my sensory stuff more. Do you not like Ren Fairs now? Ain't one seen Children of the Gateway on here? Oh, is that one of those autistic people are magical bullshit things? I'm pretty confident it is. I get people sort of sending something I never thought I would ever need my brain to store is people like information about like the latest weird conspiracy about you know, particularly non-speaking autistic people or those with severe intellectual disabilities having magical powers. Hi, Renfairs. Yeah, I'd love to visit a Renfair. If you have anyone from America on my channel, have a great Thanksgiving on Thursday. Shit, is it? I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving on Thursday. In honor of me, maybe spare a turkey. Adopt one. Put it in your yard. I haven't thought out what happens next. But yeah, have a fantastic. That wasn't meant to sound like a potential swear, I promise. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope it's not a super stressful like family type of thing. I hope it's okay. I hope it's good and relaxing, which is kind of what we all want, isn't it? Is that not what like 99% of people actually want? Is to just enjoy themselves and take off some of the stress. I hope that's what you get. Thanksgiving nachos sounds cool. I actually bought some nachos, well, some tortillas, some light salted tortillas. I'm gonna make a chili, and oh, it's gonna be so nice. This is the weather for it. This is the weather for a slow cook chili. I think Tea Fairy might be back, which means chaos in a minute, because chaos surrounds the Tea Fairy, but only because, like Tosca, for example. Tosca is the Tea Fairy cat. Tosca, like choosing between me and Nina, all time Tosca will be like, Mum, I'm going there 100% of the time. And it does feel a little bit crap. But having said that, there are quite a few of the cats that are like, you know, Mike cats. So Saber, for example, very much my familiar. Hydra too. And a ferret. Emma's kind of shared. It's interesting how animals kind of like almost split their preferences. It's really strange. It feels a bit personal, I'm not going to lie. But maybe it's because I've had 5 hours sleep and you kept me up all night, Oscar. Don't sit on the end of my desk cleaning yourself and having a shower. Blip, blip. All done? Finished? Okay. I saw Chainmail. Chainmail's amazing. I like just the whole, like all of it. GG, there's no such thing as missed. You're here, and also replay is available. I don't know how long I'll keep streams up on replay, by the way. I was thinking about unlisting them after they're finished. So they are still viewable. If you've got the notification, you know, YouTube notifications or whatnot, you can still access them, you can still watch them. But then they're not public. My dad's roommate's cat usually comes to me when I'm over and we're watching movies or something. Nice. Like, animals can sense stuff, but also don't take it personally if a cat is like, fuck you. Don't take it personally. But animals can sense, like, it's not me growling. Hydra, please stop growling at ferret. Telepathy tapes is bullshit, Phil. I've made a video describing some of it. There's also another one on my Patreon which goes into some more detail. If you want me to explain it at all, I have now watched the telepathy tapes. That was the biggest criticism. You can go and read hundreds of comments of people criticizing me if you want. I've now watched them all. I haven't watched all of the telepathy tapes. Oh, Mike, you know, the magic is in the one you didn't see. Obviously. But no, it's full of prompting, and there's an awful lot of. I mean, one particular one which was cited as, you know, gold standard evidence, and the mother is literally grabbing the forehead of her autistic daughter and like. Oh, it's quite distressing to watch, really. It's almost like ABA. but the worst kind, but also because they want their child to be neurotypical and magic. It's bizarre. Like I can even understand, you know, a scared parent wanting their child to not be, you know, broken. So therefore they do weird things and hire strange therapists and shit. But the 70s apesism is a weird one. I apologize if I've, you know, offended anyone. It's not my intention to, you know, cause deliberate offense or whatever. But just saying it, offense is kind of taken. I would put racism in a slightly different category, though. I put racism and fascism in a slightly different category, but generally speaking, offense is taken. And I'm not intending to upset people. If it's your big special interest and I've just rubbished it, I do apologize for that. I don't mean to be impolite. It's not my intention. I'm not saying you're stupid for believing whatever. I was in a cult for many years, okay? I believe clever people can believe daft things for many reasons. It's, you know, no one is immune. Total cuddle bum. I love cuddle bum cats. Tosca, he's a proper cuddle bum per monster. For Nina. For Nina. For Nina. I might make a video about it at some point, Kitty, but I'm sure I'll see how I feel after the video I'm working on. I know is going to upset people, and it's just like, it really is not my intention. I'm treating it with kid gloves, but like, it's still happening. I'm making the video. In fact, it's not long out, by the way. It's not long. I've nearly completed it. I'm been working incredibly hard on this project for many months, and it's going to get released. And I don't know why my tiny channel is, you know, we all have blind spots. Yeah, it's true, we do. And I think the key is to just be aware of them and mitigate them, which is kind of what the scientific method tries to do, right? Like the reason why we have certain, you know, experimental models, the reason why we have people review each other's work, the reason why we have replications and things, all this sort of stuff, the reason why we talk about and challenge things is part of working out, hey, what's the truth? What do we know, and how do we know it? Like autism, for example. Autism is nebulous, and not because it's like, oh, high functioning, low functioning. No, obviously, it's incredibly spiky. It's almost like dial a knob one way, something else changes over there, and it's very complicated. But also, it's not complicated. But it is kind of like the genesis of it is complicated, as in like to point the finger at a gene and go, there you go, or hundreds of genes responsible for autistic characteristics, traits, and features. Okay, now what? Well, you want to disable them or something? You want to turn them off? What are we talking about? So like, it's kind of so you know, there's a whole conversation that we can have, but we can only have it when scientific studies are not constantly dropping, which cite bullshit in the first few sentences of the abstract. I can spot it now a mile off. I can smell it. I can literally smell it. And I know, and I'm like, okay, which parent did they get to do the checklist on little Timmy this morning for this study? How did they claim autism's been reversed? What are they measuring? Which feature, characteristic, or trait or symptom are they measuring? It's only complicated because people need to label things and then use those labels as proxies for things they don't actually understand. Soup, quite. And also the next logical step, by the way, this is coming, this is the latter part of the stream right now. I've had very little sleep and I'm stressed to the gills, and this is not the great time to be going meta, right? Like going like, but basically, this whole conversation is pointless because it's like, so what, so now what, right? To coin a phrase from another YouTube channel's title. Now what? And it's not about like, I'm autistic now. It's like, autism, now what? Like, now what? Now what do we do? Community, advocate, have fun, even just pass the time without judgment, not invalidating people, blah, blah, blah. Give people a bit of sort of psychological relief. None of it's that difficult. But I also have a super special interest. I have a passion about this area insofar as like, I find it very interesting. I'm sorry, everyone. Soup, I see that there with you as well. And it's like, okay, now what? So, thinking about monotropism and thinking about like, okay, so we can kind of model in more general sweeps. Not every autistic person is monotropic. See, Emma, stop it. Okay. But yeah. Oh, the video is not about the cult. In fact, to be honest, a video like that would probably only ever drop on Patreon. This is not just a Patreon plug, but obviously some of this stuff is not for YouTube. Some of it can't be on YouTube, really. The video I've just been talking about earlier was on ABA. Just FYI, I know I've been talking about it a lot, but that is about to drop. I am going to be dropping an ABA video very, very soon. Look out for it. Watch it to the end, click like, click share, and leave a comment. Everyone remember the homework? No, it's not like, it's one of the weirdest things I've ever done. So I'm not trying to be nebulous about it. But once it's done, it's done. And I'm hoping launch into the Christmas season with a slightly happier vibe. But it's not all going to be sad or whatever. I don't know. I can see the pitchforks already. But yeah, there is happiness. There is a lot of positivity coming. But we just have to make one last train stop at WTFville before we get to happy Christmas land. The ABA video is being prepped. The dough is rising right now. The dough is rising, and then you'll see why I've been very reluctant and reticent. You're going to get it before GTA 6. Just around the pitchforks are just foam noodles. Yeah, quite. Yeah, totally. Look, it's not controversial to say I'm not a fan of ABA, actually, in its current form. But this will explore that. Half-Life 3... Half-Life what? But yeah, it's going to drop before GTA 6. In fact, did you hear what Rockstar have done, by the way? And Take-Two Interactive as well. Do you know what? I could do a whole stream on that, because tech and employment are two big things of mine. I am 100% going to be talking about this sort of shit. But later. I have to, it's hard to say. ADHD is what drives me, actually. But then I have to kind of start cutting things away and going, okay, I can't do that cool, exciting thing right now because I have to finish this fucking thing. I can't have it drag into 2026 and I can't have it drag into Christmas. That'd be, no. I'm not doing a live, I'm not streaming over Christmas talking about OVA. So let's do it. Let's get it done. Thanks, Helen. And yeah, I'd be delighted to hear people's opinions on it. But I would say that actually the comment section of that particular, the piece of content that I am creating currently, we're right at the end of the process, really. We're nearly. I've still got quite a bit to film, but that's okay. I mean, I know what is being said. It's yeah, it just needs to be done. But I think it will be one of the de facto pieces of content of that type on the internet. No one's done it before. Yeah. Oh, and Patreon is going to be really, really fun because who else am I going to share all my notes with? I don't know if you guys want to see it all. You're going to be bored. You're going to be like, that's boring. You want to see a mind map? You've seen nothing yet. I've got a mind map that actually takes time to load. On M4 Max. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, no worries, Karen. I'm just it's just interesting because like you start down an avenue and you go, whoa, no, time to back out and walk backwards. My mind map, you could literally follow it. If you want to become an ABA therapist, you could actually learn pretty much everything there is to know from my notes. Like I'm serious. Like you could go and like do the exam and pass. To catch your predator content, but or something. Hi, my name's Chris Hansen, and you've been caught trying to stop this child from standing up and waving their fingers in the air. Did you know that they are only 6 and you're here for 40 hours a week? How many hours a week do you work? Well, 40, it's a full-time job. But they're 6 years old! And he gets out the folder. And then the therapist has to leave through a door. The police bundle them into an Autism Speaks puzzle-pieced car. No? Did that land badly with the chat? My name is Mike Hansen, and today on To Catch a Therapist. It's just what's in my head, but you set me off. I can't remember. You can take the credit for it. Whoever wrote it in the chat, it just made me go. Have a seat over there. Yeah, yes. Why are you here? Because the parents invited me here. I can just imagine slamming into the car, which is just covered in vibrant puzzle pieces on it. Yeah, all shaky cam, yeah. Blair Witch, the shaky cam, very 90s. Do you know what? I think that would be hilarious. That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny. Brittany Daniels, I heard some ABA companies, etc., no longer make autistic people get rid of the stims, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's true, actually. That is actually true. So there is, apparently, I don't want to call it cultural change, but like a minor footnote to, you must have, assent from the client. Although how do you do that when the client is not the client? The client and the subject are two separate things. So, for example, compliance-based ABA is a no, but it's all compliance-based. How is it not? Oh, so you're just funding a nanny to play with your child for 40 hours a week and do some parenting with them during that time. Okay. Each to their own. You must be made of money. But behavior modification is what ABA is. And those advocating for it, or any flavor of it, was like, see it as good and wholesome because the modified values are theirs. Does that make sense? Brittany, does that make sense? I wasn't talking to you, I was just talking to chat. It's so to have a therapist come in, it's because you say, right, this is not correct. These baseline behaviors are not acceptable. These are the new behaviors that we want. Now, you can say that stimming is in there, in that mix, okay? But it could be anything. It doesn't have to be stimming necessarily. And in fact, to be fair, parenting is kind of very much something that is kind of, you could argue parenting is kind of ABA-ish. You're kind of like guiding and molding a child, right? Into the values that you want. You want your child to not be, you don't want to hate your kid because they're an asshole, right? You're training them. But the clickers is different. That's called tag teach, which is a spin-off of ABA. The argument being that tag teach has been used with gymnasts. And yes, adult gymnasts and, late teenage gymnasts have found it fucking weird to have somebody clicking a clicker when they hold a position right or to dismount correctly. They get their peers to click the clickers as well. Clicker training humans is a bit, personally, I think it's a really distracting thing. I try to modify my own behaviors and improve myself as I age. But if I were to sort of use a clicker, the clicker becomes a distraction. Clickers are there to nail in your mind the moment of success. We humans do not need a clicker to do that. But there we are. So yeah, in theory, there should be no compliance-based ABA, but I mean, well, it is ABA. It's a spin-off. In fact, there's loads of spin-offs. There's some wild ones. Wait for my video. The clicker would make me want to punch someone. Me too, Helen. I don't even think it's not a PDA thing. It just would piss me off. To think that the sounds could be. Yeah, it is brainwashing, but you could argue it's positive brainwashing. Right? Trying to be balanced, yeah. It's unfortunate that in the United States, I feel like you guys can't have anything nice. Because it's like, I'm not saying it is nice. I'm just saying like you've got this big industry now. So for example, on Autism Speaks is at the top of the funnel, and you know they want to have they have the earliest validated. We'll explore that in another video. Validated screening tool for toddlers. So basically, if you want to have a formal diagnosis of autism at a very young age, Autism Speaks is your place. Nowhere else. So they will get you your autism diagnosis really early. What do you do then? Interventions, therapies. Okay, what are those things? Clicker training your baby. I mean, I'm not saying click exactly because that is a spin-off. The tag teach thing is a spin-off. But yeah, basically like rewarding, hey, well done. Sometimes it's positive attention, right? So it's like, yay, well done. Good job, little Timmy. Yay, high five, yay. Some of this is just like parenting. But the intensity is like with Americans, not saying Americans, but like in America, you have it for like 40 hours a week, like 20 hours a week is kind of mild, right? 40 hours a week. You have and that costs a lot of money. You've got someone who's like injected themselves into your family and they follow your kid from like age 2 all the way up. You spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Some of this is on insurance. That's also partly the reason for your levels 1, 2, 3. The whole kind of I'm level 2 or I'm level 3. Yeah. That's just so that the insurers know how much ABA they can fund for you. Pretty much. There are other reasons. There's other detail. But wide strokes. That's basically what this is. Oh, my child is level 3. My child is level 3. My child is level 2. I've got 2 level 2s and 1 level 3. A lot of that is like, okay, that's fine, but you must understand we're talking about an epidemic of like autism. It's not that. If anything, it's an epidemic of people not leaving autistic kids alone. So you end up with, for example, parents in this funnel. If any of you have an email address that you don't mind sharing with Autism Speaks or spin up a fake one, you can join their 100-day plan for free and they'll send you all of this information. And basically you can get this screening done. So your kid's autistic, they're fucked. They've got no hope for the future. Right, we've got to fucking sort it. You need to get early intervention. How much money have you got? Have you got credit card or debit cards? And then, right, get them on the therapy really fast. Now, that belies the fact that neurodivergent / autistic developmental trajectories can be very different. I didn't speak until I was like 4.5, 5. So doctors thought maybe there was something wrong with my hearing, something wrong with my vision, something wrong with me. From a clinical perspective, was I fucked up? No, I wasn't fucked up. I was apparently bright kid, you know. I walked before crawling, so I missed that step entirely. I would just sit in those. I've got tons of pictures. My parents took tons of pictures. My dad took up photography as a special interest. So I have tons of pictures of this part of my life. But stiff upper lip, army family, you don't really acknowledge that there's a problem with your kids. So I was spared a lot of therapies. Because of it's not the done thing. Right? This is 80s, early 80s. British military. So I would argue that I've developed okay. Generally. The possible envelope of like how I've developed has been more or less all right. And I get people in my comment sections going, "Oh, nothing wrong with you. What have you complaining about?" But this isn't like unusual. This isn't like wrong. But if I rate myself according to the Autism Speaks propaganda, I was going to say paraphernalia, then you would argue that Mike is severely fucked up and needs 40 hours a week of intensive therapy for life. I'm so glad I grew up when I did and I wasn't exposed to anything. Especially ABA in the 80s. They put a fucking shock vest on me. So, you know, it's just bizarre, and that's why I say I just feel like in America you can't have nice things, like, because you should be able to get speech therapy, occupational therapy. You should be able to get access to doctors. You should be able to get diagnoses for dyspraxia or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anything you need, you should be able to access for a reasonable cost. You should be able to access these things promptly, and it can be done. But for whatever reason, you guys have made it. None of your fault. None of your fault. None of your fault. You've got this strange situation. And the top of that funnel is Autism Speaks, and that's why I have a problem with them. But we can, Mike, if we can afford it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it troubles me that this is a multi-billion-dollar industry annually. I find that troubling, and not from a autism's everywhere. Oh my God, we have to fund this. We have to fix it. It's a problem. We're spending tens of billions of dollars every year. We've got a problem. We've got to fix it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that money's wasted. Generally. You could fund support workers for your 24/7 supervision required folks. You could literally fund support workers to help them live an independent, full life. Put all of the money there. Help them out. Help free them up to go swimming, to go to cafes in the day, and to do something occupational that they enjoy. Help them, you know, I can do it. There's billions of dollars in this whole entity that can afford it. So that's kind of where I'm going. OTs can do a bit more than that. They can also make recommendations, which is kind of the main drive there. They can give recommendations for changes and modifications to buildings, properties, environments. So it's not really about sort of treating the kid, OT. It's about kind of more to do with like treating the environment. So if you needed an OT because you work, because you're sick, you've got a problem with your back or something like that, because you've been sitting long hours at a desk or whatever, then the OT would be looking at things like replacement chairs, standing desks, whatever, you know, modifications to your environment. ABA therapy hates OT. And I believe that the reason why is because, well, OT is occupational therapy, which is a weird name. I guess it came from you're working in a job, you're working in a factory, and OT would get you ear defenders. In my training course, in the first hour, there was bitching about OTs. I found that weird. Look, the whole like occupational therapy, I know that it's often shit. I get that. OTs are it's often shit, and you often can't get what you need. I get all of that. I get it. And there's shit OTs as well. I get it. So what? But my point is that ABA therapists don't like OTs, and I think the reason is because ABA frames the problem as the child usually, and I frame the problem. I'm not an OT. I'm just saying I don't have a dog in this race, so to speak. But I would say the problem is predominantly in the environment. Obviously, you can't just run away with that statement. But in general, like for example, if you leave loose screws lying around, and your autistic kid picks up some like really big, long, fucking mean-looking screws and puts them in his mouth and eats them, do you therapize, psychologize, and pathologize the child and make them not eat screws with behavior modification? Or do you just not have loose screws lying around? I mean, that's kind of the difference. Specifically, you just pick up your screws and put them in a pot and move them away. It's about the environment. This environment right here is terrible for a kid, by the way, like a little one. Right now, got sharp stone and stuff they can fall on, and, you know, obviously lots of, you know, animals with claws and things. There's ponds outside they could slip and fall in, whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like environmental, but it's fine for adults. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So what's a good environment for one person may not suit another. But we can all agree that not having loose screws lying around that your child can swallow is a good thing. I mean, I'm not the cleanest and tidiest person in the world, but I would say that I don't have loose screws lying around, because a cat might eat one or a dog might eat one. Do you know what I mean? Like, so address the environment. No, it's not going to cure the autism. It's not going to solve the problem. It's not going to blah, 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 blah. It's unsexy to pick up the screws, but we pick up the metaphorical screws. We deal with the environment. We make it less likely to be a problem. We reduce the risk, not of autism, but of something bad happening. Does that all make sense? But you can, of course, if you have the money, if you are well off. No disrespect intended, but if you want to spend thousands of dollars a month and have somebody come in and work with your child on not eating screws, you absolutely can. My son, I fish stuff out of his mouth. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, right, come here. I've done it with my dog as well. Right, Maisie, and I've grabbed him by the right. I'll get his fingers, swab the back. Right, what the fuck have you done there? Right, no, you don't eat. Right, no, not edible. Don't eat that. Flipping vet bill, you're going to perforate your flipping intestines with this. Stop it. But also, kind of like, not pick up the screws. If you've got a kid that's going to eat screws, don't leave the screws on the floor. That sort of thing. Just environmental. Any connection to any person that you may have heard having eaten screws or not? Purely coincidental. It's just an example. Two things. But if you're looking at sort of therapizing, you know, putting a child into ABA therapy, then in order to not eat screws or to not abscond or to not run away or to not run in front of a train, then fine. Although if you know, I just don't. The problem I have here is I've run into on Facebook. That's your problem, Brinny. Honestly, don't use Facebook. It literally passing words from my psychologist to me. The final sort of like 2 minutes of our time together was broadly speaking this kind of advice. Avoid those groups. Yeah. I'm not saying it in any weird way. Just it piques my interest. It can be. I'm like, what do you mean avoid the in my head? I didn't say it out loud. In my head, I'm like, why is this person advising me to not go on Facebook groups for parents of autistic children? In fact, I did ask for clarification and I was given it. No specific groups, just avoid online social media is a good strategy for life. Avoid online social media with respect to parents of autistic children is great advice for everyone. There's nothing there for you. If any of you want to go look and find something that you think I could use in a video, feel free. But it's mostly videos of vulnerable children having vulnerable moments. It's not. This is social media. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. There are some actually helpful autistic groups on Facebook. Yeah. I'm sure there are. I guarantee there are. Yeah, there must be. Avoid the parent ones. You can usually tell by the name of the group or their banner. The banner will be aesthetically offensive. My sister told me it was just good Republican values for children to act like torture trained robots. I'm sorry you've had that conversation. Having said that, I can see that being a plausible conversation. I only because of my own YouTube comment section from the last couple of days. But people were like, yeah. I rarely delete comments, by the way. It's so rare, but I've had to bring out the delete hammer. Only because, you know, some of these descending into comment threads. Oh, good Republican values, less taxes and no kings. Yeah, true. Fair enough. Oh yeah, Brittany. Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying like don't make it work for you. But just trust me on this. It's those parent groups and things are something else. I have deliberately looked. It's wild. Like I guess TikTok has a reputation, but maybe it's not true for all of you, but it's true for me, and I have a TikTok account, which I barely use. And I type in the word autism into TikTok, and immediately the next suggested thing is autism meltdown. It's right there. Like you get a number of suggestions, but autism meltdown is the top one. So if you click it, fortunately, you'll see a lot of actually autistic adults talking about meltdowns and stuff in very mature ways, which is fine. But you will see the videos of the children, and it's ugly. When I say ugly, I mean don't do that. What child like? Vienna. Hello. Yeah, that's where I'm going with it. You just have to be really. Yeah. Child's not really an object that you own, is it? It's like you're a guardian, protector of their future potential. Oh, X. Oh, Miss Pat. Don't you feel better? I feel better. Sorry, I'm sounding like an evangelist now. No, my mental acuity has improved massively since being on YouTube, which has displaced any social media use for me. I suppose YouTube is social media, and there is some wild stuff on YouTube. I get it, but like, yeah, arguing with like internet trolls and shit on X or whatever. Yeah, none of it. I deleted my account. Which is a shame, really, because I had like celebrities and shit, you know. It's a great way to reach out to public figures. But the only way to reach out to public figures, actually. Twitter was amazing for that for such a long time. But yeah, I literally left Twitter. I've set up some accounts elsewhere, like Blue Sky or whatever, but I've never used it. I think I posted like twice on Threads or whatever. But I can feel it, like the compulsion to respond and to comment, and I just know I have to back off entirely. I can't. But X is really bad now. I'm not saying it's really, really bad. Like there are some good things, like the community notes, but like, holy crap. It's a toxic community for sure. A good friend of mine is like, oh, you should come back on X and using like an anonymous account. It's like, why would I want to do that? Like, I don't want to. It's kind of gross. But having said that, I appreciate it if any of you are on social media and you want to do a YouTuber a favor, just there you see something interesting or trending, you want to let me know. Not going to dissuade you from letting me know, but for your own sort of like personal sanity, I would avoid it. But if you're going to do it, you know, like tipping me off ain't the worst thing. The best way to do it is... you can email me, but holy crap, if you see my email inbox. The best way to do it is legit on Discord, posting in the Autism News channel or something like that. Because I do read that channel probably about once every couple of weeks. Every week I'll look. At least once a week I'll be like, have a little read. Oh, research papers are great, Jansen. Research papers are great. And you know I may occasionally reach out to you in that regard. Academia is so bad. It should just be on one. There should just be one website. You can just read everything. I don't know. If I could make one change, it would be that pharmaceutical companies can't hide studies that they don't like. That's the only change I would change, I think. If I only had the power to do one change, it would be that. So they have to publish it all. They have to do studies but publish it all. They can't be like, oh yeah, let's pretend that one never happened. We'll just do another one over there. Publish the information. It could be valuable. Yeah. All science should be posted on Wikipedia. Every paper. That's it. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just like post it up there. A few years ago, there was a video about about how broken the journal system is called Paywalls the movie. I'm credited in that one. I need reminding about it. I want to watch it. I'm genuinely interested. Yeah, academia's got problems. Like, Paywall the business of scholarship. Can you remind me, Jansen? Can I put that on you to remind me, or just send it to me in a message and I'll see it. I'll go look and I'll see it. I'll check it tomorrow or something, and then I'll be like, and I'll put it on in the background. I need to find it. Yeah, it's like, human systems are a pain in the ass. I'm sorry about the putting things on people. It really helps to have someone else executively function for me. Jansen, remind me to... Helen, can you remind me to... Actually, Helen is a boss at that. That actually worked. I can't even remember what it was, Helen. It was a while back, but yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Super kind. Oh no, I reckon post it on Wikipedia, even if it's wrong. Like for example, you know Andrew Wakefield's paper, the redacted one, not the redacted one. I'm saying too many words wrong. I'm going to have to stop soon. So Andrew Wakefield's fraudulent paper. That has value, social commentary value, even though it is vile and obscene. Would you mind to check the doc for mum? Yes. Helen, retracted is the word I was looking for, Kitty. Redacted it isn't hoax. But yeah. If I don't remember this, remind me to contact my GP tomorrow AM. Do you know what? I reckon we can get Kitty Cat Bot to do this. I give executive like valued paying to function. I know. I just oh, hi Chanuka. No, it's totally fraudulent. I'm just glad that it hasn't been like deleted. Like, you know, you can get that paper if you want. You can go and get it. If you want to see the paper, you can go get it. And it has retracted written across it, like in big letters, like as a watermark. Like you can get it, you can go read it. And you need to know that like the 12 kids or whatever it was in there. Like I think like it's just a couple of them were like based on real people. But he just made shit up. The paper is just like made up. And people believe it. People believe it. It changed everything. It was. By the way, I was. It was around the time ish when I had MMR, and I remember when I was at school. I didn't know anything about anything, honestly, really. But I remember because there was an awful lot of conversation about it as everyone was lined up to get the MMR jab. People were talking about how it was dangerous and blah 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 blah. This is going to get my stream demonetized. But no, it's not about like even as a kid, I just remember like queuing up, like we're all queuing outside the nurse's office, blah blah blah. Tony Blair was prime minister at the time, and he was asked, "Are you going to let your children have the MMR jab?" And he said, I think he said like yes, but he lied because he believed that having measles, mumps, and rubella as separate vaccinations was better than a combined one. And he got that idea from Wakefield, basically. And this was going on at the time, and everyone was kind of getting a bit stressed about it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Lady P. Yeah. Don't. I can't remember anything else that happened that entire year. I can't choose what I remember or not. There's some stuff in my brain that I really want gone. I would completely delete it if I could. There's stuff I would wish I could delete. I don't even care if it makes room for other things. Like it can just be gone. I wish I could do that, honestly. But I reckon I'm right. I haven't fact checked this, but I can almost remember it clear as day. I can remember what the weather was like. I can remember the feeling on my face, the sun coming in through the window. I can't remember which kids are in front and behind me, wearing like a blue sweater with the school uniform emblazoned on it. And the kids were all sort of like punching each other in the arm, like before and after the vaccination. And then we ended up having like an assembly about don't punch people after they've been vaccinated on the arm that they've been vaccinated on. All of that sort of nonsense, okay? But basically, yeah, Tony Blair was like, at the time. And to be fair, Tony Blair didn't know. No one knew that Andrew Wakefield was full of shit at the time. The BCG was horrible. I still have a lump from that. Ugh. Helen, it's horrible, isn't it? Horrible needle. Ugh. I'm not putting people off. I'm just... My mum started her training as a TB nurse. And she used to have to give people these really viscous, thick injections with really big needles. Like proper... We're talking like needles that you could like puncture a tractor tire with. Like, this is nasty stuff. 19 sort of 60s, 70s shit. In the arse. Arse cheek. Arse cheek, and then have to do these really viscous injections. For tuberculosis. And yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I've got a scar, a horrible little scar. We had a BCG test. Do you remember that little thing with the Heath test? I think it was called. Was it called a Heath test? And it had come on, autistic crowd brain. I'm way past my time right now. I was going to say, am I right? Was it called the Heath test? Again, another pointless piece of information. And they basically did it on your arm. And you had like 6 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. And then they like came up, you know, basically if you reacted, you didn't need the injection. But I reacted to it. And they gave me the injection anyway, because it wasn't like a big reaction. Manto test. I guarantee it's called a Heath test. Sorry, my brain is... I don't know why. It's a test before you have the BCG. And basically everyone was clear, and I was a bit borderline, so they gave it to me anyway. But the only reason I reacted to it is because, well, I mean, it might have been because my mum... I might have caught like subclinical kind of TB or something. I might have had some exposure to it. My mother's a school nurse and did them all the time. She hated doing them. Yeah, I bet. It was Heath test back then. Was it with an F? I thought it was Heath as in Heath. Amazing. Like Ledger, the Joker. Chloe J. Thank you. High five. So it's a Mantu test. Okay, see now. See, because I'm old. I'm old. I have these weird old terms. Yes, it was a Heath test. Lorax. High five. Why have those neurons held that piece of information for like over 3 decades? I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't care. I'm not attached to it in any way. Those neurons have now gone, yeah, we've done our job, guys. And then that's just made the connection in my brain stronger. As opposed to, but those neurons can die. Can drink a bottle of wine and see if it sends them off. I'm sorry, I'm just being silly now. I'll stop. Emily Max and Bourne were told they didn't need it. Yeah, I can't remember. My son, he had. I don't even know that that's necessarily part of what kids are offered now. I read Wars. That's how you remember the good times. Oh, the good times. It feels like the 1990s with the 1960s, the way I'm describing it. But really, look, the scientific advancement was fantastic, but I'm just saying it was kind of like an interesting thing at school. Neurons is worth it. Yeah, the neurons were like, yeah, we've done our job. We held on to that piece of shit through this dickhead's entire life. And then now we can tell you. It'd be like, I think the last thing that I think of on this planet, you know, because obviously I'm a star seed and I'm going to be sort of floating with my autism superpowers in the cosmos, is the Heath test. Yeah, but the 90s were cool. Actually, do you know what? I think it was the last time when society felt happy. Sorry, everyone born in the 2000s. The 90s had a really hopeful, things are gonna get better, D-Ream vibe to them. The 90s had a real kind of like, we've got this. Things are gonna get better. The 90s were so optimistic. And yeah, So what you all need to know about that, those of you that were born after the 90s. Sleep deprived Mike is interesting. Everyone would ever see joke by. Oh no, right, okay. Yeah, it was homophobic, transphobic, there was sexism and misogyny was part of like daily entertainment. No, you're correct. Oh yeah. No, I'm not talking about social values. We've progressed since then. I mean that society had an optimistic outlook. In the UK was getting richer for sure. And things were getting better. If you want to see a doctor, you could. It might have actually been one of the only times you might have been able to actually get an autism assessment if you asked for one. Yeah, social attitudes were bad as fuck. If you thought the 90s was optimistic, you never seen the 70s. True. Yeah, true. Fair enough. Yep, that's true. But then again, there were things like recessions and things as well that happened in the 80s that kind of pay to that. The 60s? Study vaccines again, see if any of them cause autism. Well, we're doing that again. This time led by the... Oh my god. I've made YouTube playlists on it already. I won't go down that rabbit hole. I'll literally bite my lip. I'll bite a drawstring to save my lip. Ash Barber, I was diagnosed in 96. The year of the European football thingy. That's all I got. Yeah. I saw the late 70s, but I was small. Yeah. Star Trek is another good example, actually, of what I meant by optimistic. Pre-internet, defo. Oh my god, can we at least get back to pre-AI days? Like just for a moment. I'm not saying that there's not some good things with AI for accessibility, like voiceovers and translations. Like I'm down with that, but like, yeah, can we just go pre-AI at least? Pre-AI internet. Sort of somewhere between 2012 and 2015. We have modern technology. The world looks the same, sort of. Pre-2016 internet or thereabout. Yeah. You've got still got YouTube, still got live streams, still got, you know what I mean? Like the world's not, still got modern science. Like not much has happened really over the last sort of 10 years or so. Yeah, pre-language model AI. Yeah. Talk about the 90s. Just started rewatching the X-Files. Oh, nice. Have you rewatched Quantum Leap yet? Because I am so tempted to rewatch Quantum Leap the second I have a free moment. Having said that, Stranger Things launches on Thursday at 1 a.m. in the UK time. Just thought I'd let you know that. If you want to get your 80s vibe. I want to believe. I want to believe that something will get better in the future. Wednesday in Canada. Yeah. Is Harriet here? Is that why your cat's called Ziggy? Because of Quantum Leap? How sad is there anything of this back in time to stop Hitler terms, but not Hitler. Yeah. Yeah. I want everyone to feel positive about the future. That's it. That's a sentiment. It's a platitude, I suppose. The Strange Things Christmas tree in Piccadilly Station. It's black and has kids. Harriet! Ziggy. Quantum Leap. Ziggy. Kitty. Ziggy. Kitty. Quantum Leap. Yes or no? You must. Ziggy's a great name for a cat. Is there a way to watch Quantum on Discord? Yeah, me too. In fact, Quantum Leap works really, really well as standalones, but obviously each episode joins on to the next one. It could be Ziggy Stardust, which would also be fine. I need to know. But to be fair, Harriet's on Discord, so we can find out there. Speaking of which, I've overstayed my welcome on YouTube, I feel. If you're watching this and you're new, please don't go anywhere, just because the current vibe. I don't want to say it's negative. Look, you watch my meme playlist, maybe. And I love doing memes and things, and also happy stuff. There has been happy, positive news. We'll get to it later. Please let me get to it later, because I just... But there is a thing I have to get out of the way first. On behaviorism. And once that's done, for those of you that haven't unsubscribed, there is some very positive, good shit coming on the way up to Christmas, including Christmas live streams. Yes. I haven't booked the time yet, because obviously I've got to figure shit out with family, and things are different this year than they have been in previous years. So figuring out who's going where and when, and then I'll fit the live streams in around those. There'll be a breath of fresh air. I'm looking forward to it. But there will be streams at Christmas time. Okay, so that will be sort of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day kind of times. Okay, timing and time zoning, I can't tell you, but if you look at last year, you can catch the vibe. Because last year's streams are still available on the channel to watch. If you want to just scrub through and go, what's he talking about? There you go. Maybe we'll bring some of our after party games into it as well, and we'll just have some fun, and it'll be good fun. I know 2026 is just like a weird kind of like, it just turns over in your calendar and it doesn't actually really mean anything's changed. Like your 18th birthday when you lose all of your autism support. Just 1 second after 23, 59, 59. But you know, you immediately become an adult. Oh, the adult fairy has arrived. I'm now an adult. I wasn't an adult. You can have one sentence where you're a child and then you become an adult before you've even finished your sentence. It's silly, but there it is. This is it. Whatever. So, what I'm trying to say is, we're in a bit of a dark place at the minute, but the light at the end of the tunnel is about a week away. I mean, give or take. I'm doing my best. I was thinking of cancelling this live stream to make it more likely that I'd be on time. So that's where I'm at. But on the good news, I'm putting a fucking shitload of effort into making YouTube content. And I also know that the correct answer is to not do that. The correct answer is to put in the minimum viable amount of work, do something consistently every week. And I know that I've also got like 2 jobs and also animals and parent and obligations and so yeah. Life is a bit at the minute. 2025 has been a really weird day. Really weird year. But all of this is my argument to you to not unsubscribe. Everything that I've just said in the past 10 minutes is a petition. I'm not even asking you to join the Patreon. I'm just saying don't unsub. That's... If you reckon we can get past not unsubbing, it's gone well. Generally speaking, people unsub during streams. I know people sub during streams, but people also unsub, and usually the net is negative. But it's why. Thank you everyone. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll go to the Discord after party as usual, fairly shortly. I need to make a sandwich, but I had the saurian, which is nice, but it's also gone really cold. So I want to either put a fire on or put the heating on. Thank you very much for supporting me, especially on Patreon as well. And CBD Artist, it was a good fun after party last week, right? I am all in on YouTube. It's don't click the subscribe button twice. You can press it an odd number of times if you're unsubscribed, or an even number of times if you're subscribed. Actually, don't press it at all if you're subscribed. Pretend it's a read-only button. This is my argument to you all to stay subscribed. And when you go, sorry, yeah, just work with me on this. There is more, like I say, there's more positive stuff down the line. There really is, and also more useful stuff. I actually, believe it or not, started some projects over a year ago for this channel that have been on hold. That I want to pick up again pretty quickly once the ABA video content time has done. But I know sometimes there may be topics that can be upsetting for people, whatever. But let's just do it as responsibly and as good as we possibly can, and then move on. This happy is what I'm saying. Okay, and you're gonna get it before. You're gonna get it before. I was going to say Baldur's Gate 4 then. GTA 6. Okay, where's the button? Oh, here it is. This is where I Pavlov you into leaving. But but wait. There's more. Over in my Discord members community, the Scratching Post, we have an exclusive members only stream, which is going to be a lot more fun than this one. And there are videos. What was even the last video? I can't remember. The green one. Okay. Don't let me ruin the channel. I'm trying hard, I promise. There's happy, cool shit coming. There is. Happy, cool shit coming. What else is there? Yeah, so I've got there's 3 tiers on Patreon. There's the tiger tier if like you quite literally want to adopt a cat. The cat tier has got some extra bits to it. 2, that might come into its own during the ABA time. If you want to be flooded with documents, that might be the tier you want. Kitten tier, you get extra content, like you get extra videos. In fact, I actually made the kitten tier even tastier, like a few months ago. So kittens get even more stuff than they did before. Cats get even more stuff than they did before. Bloopers and behind the scenes stuff goes in cat tier, whereas it didn't before. Tiger tiers, I do have something for you in mind. I just have to get through this ABA phase and then boom. There's some good shit coming. I've got good shit in my book. Like, yes. The good shit book, yeah. The book of like cool shit that's happening soon. It's actually a Notion page. You know what I mean? The next video is probably going to be a big one. It might not be. It might just be a tiny little video. But I'm going to drop it. I mean, look, I'm hoping for Sunday, but I don't know that Sunday is going to happen. I will drop it on Monday, I reckon. I'm hoping it's the big one. It might actually be more than one video, but like, just where it is at the moment, okay? So kind of put it in your diaries when you see the video.